See if I'm even in frame here. Sort of. I'm totally in frame. I like this. What's up, everybody? I'm going to go live on both Instagram and the podcast channel tonight because the podcast audio is going to be terrible, right? Terrible, because you're going off of my computer, which is 6 feet away. We've got some echo in here. So I apologize for that, but that's why this was labeled Podcast Zero, because we were setting up for a podcast. I grabbed all my old gear, and it turns out over the last couple of years, the gear has gotten much better. And it turns out my computer can't even accept the input from my Focusrite mix controller anymore. So these microphones all useless right now. Tiara just went upstairs. She got a splinter from the barrel, which she's taken care of, and then she'll be back. But here we are, and I'm digging this. I'm digging this view, and I want to make sure I can pull this view off later when we do go live. But I'm liking the backgrounds. I'm liking everything that's going on here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read any of those comments, but cheers for joining. Cheers for signing up for this podcast channel. I know it's been dead for the better part of 4 years, 3 or 4 years. But those of you guys who pick up my Friday night live streams, this will be more of a structured podcast, which is going to be something that I'm not just sitting here responding to questions, but we're having a dialogue. Me and Tiara is coming down now. I heard footsteps, and it's just going to be guests. You know, I've done podcasts before. I've done. Did you get it out?
I am so liberated.
Okay. So here's Tiara. She has survived. You just did a razor blade to your own finger.
Yeah, but I had to. That was the only way to get it out.
That's gross.
It was in there.
I am not a person who likes to hack myself up with a blade to get a splinter out.
Look at this. You would never know.
Okay.
See that?
I don't know. I'm not as precise.
No
with
bleeding.
A blade.
Just like a little red dot of irritation.
Let me go. It's not Tiara, 5 people. 5
Hello.
people. Tiara. Something like that.
Love. That's not. Oh yeah, what? 7 people.
7 people. The podcast channel only has 1,000 subscribers on it. Mm-hmm. Did you watch the Super Bowl? You did. You were here.
You asking me?
Yeah. No, but I just saw it. I'm going to my Instagram to go live.
Oh, okay.
And Tom Brady is just a boss.
Yeah,
did you see that?
I love that man.
I don't know if you saw. There was a guy in the like everyone's. Oh, we won the Super Bowl. They're in like the locker room doing their Instagram lives and everything like that. They're, yo, where's Brady? Where's Brady? He's like, where's Brady? It's like everyone's like celebrating. He's just like changing to go home. Like it's just he's done this so many times. You guys do that.
Got a supermodel wife.
He's like this dude's like everybody says that he's going home with
supermodel wife.
He
is.
That's like saying
he's a family man. I'm a Brady fan.
That's like saying he's got a Ferrari. He's used to the Ferrari by now. If he does an accomplishment, he wants to celebrate it. But he's done it so many times. It's just like a day at work. He's like, all right, I'm done here. Let me go home. You guys enjoy the.
But he wants to celebrate with his family and go home.
I don't know, because his family could have easily been there. She doesn't even show up to the game.
She was at the game. She was at the game. I saw her Instagram. She's there. But I guess, again, they've been there so many times. So like, oh.
Yeah, it's just, for Tom Brady, the Super Bowl is just...
just a game.
Just game 18. Which he seems to have. All right, I'm going to go live now.
Okay.
Checking the connection, but now everyone's going to see how ghetto everything that's going on around here. Because right there, you just see what we're showing.
Why don't you put the phone on top of the laptop?
I don't know.
Like, to have the same angle.
Let's do this. I love this room, by the way.
Yeah, you built it.
All right, here we go. There's 12 people, or 26 people. See, this populates much quicker. 33 people, 43 people.
Hanging out at like 7, 8.
Oh, guess who's here? Alyssa's here. So
put it on the laptop.
102. I can sort of put it on the laptop.
Literally, put it right, like here.
This is when the people are asking to be on the thing. So let's see how that works. That sort of works.
Yeah, and you can get the same angle.
Same angle, similar.
I can move over.
No, I gotta sort of just.
Or put it like smack down in the middle. I don't think it really matters.
Now it just gets you. See, this is the problem with the Instagram. Instagram, and I have a problem with Instagram. Even the video I just posted of my house, and I don't know if you guys are watching my house build series, but that's going to be pretty awesome.
This is funny.
And the house build series, like I had the one video of Dan hacking at the. Did you see the video?
I heard you editing the video.
Okay, you heard me editing it, but Dan was hitting the fan.
Yeah. I heard it. I can imagine what was happening.
And I shot it vertically. And everyone's like, you're the guy who says no vertical video. I'm like, yeah, but I was putting that on my Instagram. And when you shoot for Instagram, you have to shoot vertically. So, and I realized I didn't shoot any other video of us like whacking at the house with axes and everything like that. So I put that clip in. And that's relevant because Dan trying to get that. Have you ever tried to take a ceiling fan down?
Like
a ceiling fan. Like you always think like a ceiling fan. If you like,
I mean, they're in there.
They're in there.
They are in there.
Like,
yeah, they should not be coming down.
He was giving little like sissy like shots at it with the back of an axe, but I went and gave it the business, and that thing wasn't coming down. I'm like, all right, well, we'll just leave it up there. And then fast forward to the next video where we're actually doing the demo. The guy's like literally ripping the house apart, and you see the fan still on the ceiling. I'm like, how do you get the thing on? Like, look, we had to take the entire house down to get the fan down. So, and that's why I ended up building a new house, because that fan just was not coming down.
Oh, please.
So, I'd like to say that this video, which is video 0, I don't know, for the people on Instagram, I'm actually, if you go to my second YouTube channel, it's a Super Speeders podcast YouTube channel to separate the podcast from the regular channel. I've been doing podcasting for years, and I stopped doing podcasts pretty much when I tore my house down because I didn't feel like setting up another podcast video in the warehouse. But now I'm going to pick it back up because I built this lovely room right here, which you're not getting the right lighting or anything like that. There's a temporary light bulb up there.
The whole aesthetic will be here when your chandelier is going to be here, the lights, and everything will look really good.
It's going to be pretty boss. This is a cool room. Everybody that comes down here is like, wow, that's a little over the top. But if you like whiskey as much as I do, building now it could be called a wine cellar. If you were as a real estate agent, you'd call it a wine cellar because that's got the bougie like, oh, I want a wine cellar in my house.
But you look around, it's like a whiskey lounge.
I call it a whiskey lounge.
Yeah.
My son calls it a tasting room, and my tasting room is classy. Like it's like a combination between. It's like a midway point. What's that?
Yeah, the sign, the Freddie.
Oh, is that where it got? I thought it was just like super creative. It makes more sense. They read it off the sign my brother gave me for Christmas. But
I mean, we can give him credit.
And my brother's like, I thought the sign was going to be bigger, and I'm like, yeah, it's not really going to be overwhelming there. Like, what am I going to hang on the door? So I didn't know what to do with that.
Tasting room.
So, but tonight we're drinking the Whistle Pig 15. Now, if you see behind me, we have a shelf of Whistle Pig. The 10, the 12, the 15, and then the Boss Hog, if you go which is where they are. All very good. Last week where did we go live? We went live on YouTube.
We went, images of the Whistle Pig tasting.
Yeah, we gave you a blind tasting of the 12, was it the 12, the 15, and the Boss Hog, and she nailed them all, which is impressive.
Or sad.
I think it's impressive. That means you have.
I mean, it's good. I like them, and I know
you can tell the difference between the quality, and you can tell because a lot of people will just drink it and like it all tastes like the bottom of a ship because that's what people tend to think with brown alcohol. Yeah. But clearly, you have the discerning palate. I mean, having gone on adventure drives and been sponsored by Whistle Pig for the last couple of months, you've drank plenty of it. So you're learning the flavors.
Enough of it to know.
But you've never had the Boss Hog. The Boss Hog is their big drink, and that comes in at like $500 a bottle.
Yeah, that one's the Samurai Scientist.
So, and like people like talk about like, oh, I'm drinking my Blue Label and everything. That's like 2.5 bottles of Blue Label for one bottle of Whistle Pig.
Is it?
Yeah, like think of a bottle of Blue Label is like $190. That's almost 3 times as expensive.
Oh wow.
So it really puts it in the class. Like that bottle of Boss Hog is more expensive than the 175 of the Don Julio.
Really? How much is the Don Julio
like
bottle?
$400.
Oh, so
but that's like
that's
like a double bottle. That's like
that's
a normal bottle of $750. That's 1.75 liters.
Wow.
So, Needless to say, Whistle Pig is a premium spirits brand. I don't know if you guys drink whiskey, but Whistle Pig is a brand. They just did a partnership with Moet Hennessy for distribution in Europe. They have over 70% market share. It's a Vermont distillery from Shoreham, Vermont. And they have over 70% market share in bottles over $100 a bottle, which means in the expensive range, they own it. Now, it's a very small subsection of alcohol, but like I guess Johnny Walker Blue, it's a blended whiskey. But I guess Blue is more of a Scotch than it is a whiskey. But the fact that they have that market share is very impressive. If you go to restaurants, you'll usually see it top shelf. If you go to liquor stores, it's usually behind the counter. You got to know what you're looking for. You sound like a connoisseur when you go in and start talking about it. A lot of the people that watch me have sent me photos that they bought bottles to try it out, and they've all been like, cheers, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I never started seeing it until we went to the Whistle Pig Distillery.
And like seeing it on menus,
and I'm like, oh wow, like it's pretty pricey on menus at restaurants.
Can I get the flight of Whistle Pig? I
didn't know
that was a thing until.
That was good, yeah. And their distillery is awesome. When we went on adventure drives, honestly, I didn't know what I was expecting with a whiskey distillery because we've been to wineries, and it was so cool. We did the whiskey tasting and axe throwing, and it's just a cool
in that
place.
order too.
Yeah, in that order.
Whiskey, then axes.
And then we did like the tour of their facility, and it's really cool to see how everything's made, how long it's aged, and it's really great.
You're sort of still talking in the microphones. The microphones aren't plugged in anything.
Oh no, I'm just leaning over to try and stay in this Instagram live here.
Yeah, no, this is the old technology where we used to plug into your computers with USBs. And this thing is now like a $400 paperweight, and I get to go spend another $400 on the newer version of it, so I can actually plug it into my computer. So if anyone needs one of these that likes older technology, and I was going through my box of podcast stuff, and when I was doing the podcast last time, I had Jimbo, and he was dealing with all the like technical, like making this thing translate into the computer. And I've got this Black Magic audio port.
Yeah.
But we'll get it dialed in, and hopefully I'll get everything ordered up and tested out for next week. And we will have the first podcast episode. That's why this is episode 0. We'll have it up next week. And we'll do it weekly. So you'll have 4 a month. You'll see 52 a year. Not this year, but we'll try to do it every Wednesday. Maybe we'll call it Whistle Pig Wednesdays. Today Wednesday?
Today's Tuesday. We were supposed to film for Wednesday.
Film for Wednesday. That's all making sense now. But Whistle Pig Wednesday is probably a pretty good thing. They keep us flush with alcohol, which is nice because this is good alcohol and it's good to enjoy. And it's a good party drink. So like it's a relationship I'll happily take. If I could sit here and talk while they make me intoxicated, then I think we're in good shape.
Give you good bottles. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely good.
We've got a Super Bowl we just did. The podcast is going to start up. It's going to be on this channel. So if you're not subscribed to my Super Speeders podcast channel, go check it out. Co-host now is going to be Tiara instead of Glenn. I haven't talked to Glenn in a hot minute, but I think he's still doing YouTube videos. I see Alyssa there. I just see the thing on the bottom.
I don't have my glasses on. I can't see anything.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff coming up. I've got the last episode of Sorted, which was supposed to be up last Friday. That was supposed to be up today. Now it's going to go up this Friday, hopefully. We'll get that sorted out.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out, we'll diagnose what's wrong with the Corvette, rip that down. I'm going to start doing the Driven to Eat series. I've got my business video series I'm going to start doing. The podcast I'm going to start doing. The house build series I'm going to start doing. So there's going to be a little bit more of a regular content stream for you guys on the channel, which a lot of the time consumption in my life has been paying attention to Sorted and managing that process, managing my companies, both Adventure Drives and Gotham Dream Cars, and building this house. And then obviously wife and 2 kids all takes up a lot of time and effort, and that YouTube schedule fell a little bit behind. Fell off a little bit because of that.
But understandably. But now you've built up content and you just posted the first video for the house build series. And
I did.
Was your response good from that?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Oh, I didn't take a look either. So I thought you knew.
No, but it is what it is. I'm going to post it. So
Okay.
like that's when I like. See, the thing is, a lot of people, and I don't think I'm going to be one of these people. They make videos that they know work. Like it's like I'm going to go put a banana in a tailpipe and stuff like that. Like I do stupid stuff with like the $500 car challenges. I've been doing those for 10 years.
Those are fun though. It's like something you would do. I feel like you would do that.
But the clickbait, like I'm gonna go buy a homeless guy lunch in a Ferrari. Like that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know it would do very well. Like I'm gonna pretend to be homeless and then somebody like is gonna come pick me up in a Rolls Royce and pretend like it's mine. And it's just like, sure. But like I use YouTube as an extension of what I want to put up, and it's worked out very well for the last like 15 years. So if I want to post my house build series, I'm going to throw up my house build series.
It's just you documenting your life and sharing it with the world.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to be learned. I think I bring an interesting perspective of a business sense, and I don't just do stuff, but I explain why I do it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's proven helpful to a lot of people.
Yeah. And I did watch your video of your life advice, or like what you would have done differently, or what you could have done. That was a good one. A lot of the concepts, like you said, we did talk about, but it's all great advice. Yeah. I don't know. It was just nice. Like I was playing it and like making breakfast and just listening.
So and that's almost like a modest podcast to do a one sort of. And I do this in like one take. It's just like literally me talking to a camera for 15 minutes.
I don't know how you do that.
It's because that's what a podcast is. You're literally just talking. And
what if I mess up?
But you don't mess up. You can't. If you're just speaking your mind, you're not going to mess up. Okay. And even if you stumble on your word, you correct yourself.
Yeah.
Like nothing has to be perfect. A lot of people, and this is where the jump cut thing came from.
Oh yeah.
Is somebody can't talk to a camera, so all they're going to do is like say lots of words and then cut it together to make the coherent thought on a relay. And that just became editing now. I rather just like, and the only time I do that is if my phone rings or something like that. I go, let me answer this, and I just pick up my thought where I left off and throw it in there. But a lot of the times, like I just get up and talk to a camera for 15 minutes. I do notice that you have to really be into the subject matter for that.
Yeah.
If not, I was always into like a lot of overlays and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what, it's yeah, you can throw the overlays, you can throw the picture of the clouds and all this stuff to distract people and keep their attention to what's coming up next.
Oh,
but now I do me.
Yeah,
right?
and that's like true to you. That's you. You're just talking, you're filming, and then it actually kind of makes it easy for you because you don't really have to edit as much. Or
I got you looking now. You're like, what's back there?
What? What did you put?
That black marble countertop right above my refrigerator, which is the refrigerator back there. That was from a fan. I had a couple of fans actually work on the house, and he owns a granite and marble company in Jersey. And I met him. He's like, look, and my wife and I went down to pick up the stone, and he's like, I gotta say, I started my company 4 years ago because of this video that you made. And he was like reciting, and I remember the videos because like the stuff that I say isn't like, this would be good for YouTube.
Oh
today.
yeah, it's actually
it's good advice. And I was talking, the video I think was called Maximizing Your Earnings Potential. And it was telling people how to make the most money in life for them. Because not everybody, like to give everyone these lofty, like, oh, just believe in your dreams and chase your dreams. No, you're going to fail. Like LA is filled, no, but like LA is filled with people chasing their dreams, wanting to be an actor and actress. And what happens?
But that's like where you go. If you want to start up and, that's like the Mecca. If you want to become like a model, you go to New York City.
But if you suck at it, then you got to do something else. So the goal is to, and that was the point of the video, is to don't do what you enjoy doing. Because when you enjoy doing something, when it becomes work, you don't enjoy doing it anymore. Mm-hmm. So do what you're good at. Whatever you're good at, whatever like comes to you naturally, where like you're watching other people struggle, but you figured it out very quickly.
Like stick with that.
Or even like art or something. Like if you're doing something that other people can't do, and you do it well, whether it's you're organized, you're good at problem solving, like anything like that. That's what you follow in life to make the most money. Not like, ooh, I'm going to be an investment banker because I know they make a lot of money. You could be the shittiest investment banker on the planet. You're teetering at the bottom. You're unhappy
Yeah.
because you suck at it and everyone else is better than you. Versus you're really good at organization. Now you're a middle-level manager somewhere making $125,000
Is this
a year.
you telling me to be your manager forever?
No. I mean, it's,
you keep going back to the manager and the organizer.
no. I'm just thinking of skill sets.
Yeah.
And like to say like you're good at like the piano.
Mhm.
So you should go into music, but that doesn't, unless you're like a prodigy at the piano, it's a tougher
It's
job.
even like art. Like I can draw pretty well, but it's just when you look at career fields with art, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really make a lot
Correct.
unless I'm dead, you know. And
Yes.
yeah. So.
And then somebody else is making the money and not you.
Yeah, exactly.
So a good example is I went to college on a golf scholarship. Right, I was paid effectively $30,000 a year to play golf, and what ended up happening was I was like, you know what, I'm not good enough to be a pro. Right, like I'm not going to go play PGA level. I may do mini tours or something like that, but that's just a grind. You go out and you win $7,500 for a week or something like that. That's really earning your paycheck. I'm like, all right, so what are the options? I'll be a club pro. I'll like work at a driving range. It all didn't sound terrible to a guy who likes playing golf. But I was like, you know what, this isn't what I want to do for my life. So there went the golf career. And after I left college and started working, I literally played golf like once a year or twice a year. When I moved to Florida in 2012, 2013, wherever I moved down there, golf courses all over. So up in the New York area, trying to get on a golf course, it's like a 5-hour round. It's a pain in the ass to get a tee time. And then you're dragging ass the whole time because people are going slow. And the course is packed with 2 groups on every hole. Go down to Florida, there's lots of courses. You literally walk on, play a nice golf course. And I got used to that. So when I came up here, I became a member of the country club. So I can now go out and play a 2.5, 3-hour round. And even now, like this year, I played once. And that was because Manny was here.
Oh.
And Manny wanted to play golf. I'm like, great, I belong to a club.
Cool. I have a club
that
I would use.
Let's go play golf. So,
yeah.
And then the previous year I played maybe twice. And
so why do you still carry your membership?
Because I like having the flexibility of golfing when I want to. I just
that once a year, like, you know,
really, especially building, and then I go through the math. I'm like, all right, if we're playing once a year, I could legitimately fly to any golf course in the world and play it for less than
that's what I'm saying. You're the big budgeting guy, the big numbers guy.
I know it's not a rational spend, but always going into it, I think I'm going to be able to get more free time and be like, you know what, I'll sneak out. But then
after the house is done, you might.
Well, after the house is done, but now you have like this guilt when you're married. You have this guilt that like, am I going, like, should I be playing with my kids? Why am I going and playing? Like, why am I doing something for myself when I'm working so much? I should be taking time and like spending with my family. Well, that's what I did. I took my son once and we went to like a parent-child. No, I'm sorry, I can't say father-son anymore.
Wait, what?
It's a parent-child tournament because father-son excluded the daughters or mother-daughters.
I see.
Like that's and now it's parent-child.
Okay.
Be politically correct.
Anyway, so you took him. Did he do well? No?
He's terrible.
Oh.
No, yeah.
I hope he's not watching, right?
No, he may be watching right now, but he was just learning. He was taking lessons, but golf is not his strong point at the moment.
He's young.
He's young, but Tiger Woods was shooting under par at his end.
And you know,
you can't compare everybody to the greatest of the greats.
Yeah. You're saying you could throw a football. Remember we were talking about that? Are you Tom Brady?
I am not Tom Brady. No, I was talking about when we were talking about winter tires. Because my Mercedes has winter tires on the Michelin X Ice winter tires, which were provided with rims from Tiara. So thank you, Matt Edmonds and Woody over at Tiara for making that happen. They brought me over with a couple other influencers to the Tiara Winter Academy, which is something they do for like press people. And I was able to go stay at Notre Dame, which is a college you may recognize from the movie Rudy. It's a big Christian college. I should have known that, but I didn't. Like, until you're there surrounded by Jesus, you don't really grasp that. And you know me, I'm a huge Jesus guy. But yeah, huge into the Jesus, into the J. But we're there and they're trying to impress you. So like we're driving on the Michigan hockey rinks. We're there in like August, and it's like, how are we going to test winter tires in August? Well, they bring us into the hockey rink and they set up a little course. So that was cool. Then they brought us to the Notre Dame football stadium, and we had dinner in like the luxury box overlooking the stadium. Sunset, they brought out their like a cappella group that was singing to us on the rooftop. It was a cool experience. The when they're like they bring us through now, like remember when you're at Notre Dame, everyone's like Notre Dame, like it's a big thing, and none of us really gave a shit.
It's a big school.
No, but it's like people are like into college football and everything like that.
Notre Dame's it's kind of like Penn State, like the college
exactly.
Like that.
But like if you're not drinking the Kool-Aid, you're like
Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, nothing fell. That's that makes sense. That could have been one of the noises they heard.
Where?
See that grate that was up there? People pointed out in the video, like, oh, that grate doesn't look like. See,
this?
The hole.
Oh.
That grate. They're like, that grate's not flush mounted, and I was like, of course it's not flush mounted. It's not screwed in, and now it's on the floor. So that.
And they were testing the AC earlier, right?
That's not part of the AC system. That's part of the dehumidifiers.
My bad.
Anyway, so they brought us down to the stadium. We went to the Notre Dame stadium where they played football, and they're like, all right, let's check out the locker room. Who wants to slap the sign? And the guy's like super energetic about this, and everyone's like, I want to slap the sign. And like I don't care, but like it's clearly like a privilege or something. I'm like, all right, what? Hey, sign. It's like, I don't.
You're supposed to like run at it.
Yeah, you're supposed to like. It's like you feel like you're running onto the field. Like, I don't feel like a football player. Like there's nothing that's me touching the sign is gonna do.
It's gonna unleash like your football skills.
No,
it'd be better.
I don't think so. It did not.
Did you go out into the field and throw a football after?
Well, I did.
And did you do well?
Well, no. I mean, I just did what I do, and they bring us out in the field, and like, all right, now you guys are on the field, and there's like 15 of us out in the field, and like, all right, and then there's like some balls, and like, I guess they want us to throw. So here I am, like having a catch with like Matt Edmonds, I think senior vice president of Tiara, very nice guy, but I started throwing a football around. And next thing you know, everybody's starting to throw football, and then like you realize that like car people, or like the one girl is Katie Farrington won the gold medal in the 2016 Winter Olympics in snowboarding. So like athletic people, but like not necessarily sports people. But like I was the only person that could sort of like hit a target. Like people are like throwing, and everyone's like, "Oh wow, what do you play?" And I'm like, do I look like I play football?
You're like, no, I slapped the sign. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The sign gave me my energy. But no, that's and I've never like played football on an actual like marked field, and I can hit a pass at 35 yards. Like when I say hit a pass, consistently hit a target, moving target at 35 yards, which is.
That's good.
It's not terrible. And then I had to look up and I was like arguing with Shabam how far like a pro can throw. And because I can like Hail Mary it to like 40 to 45 yards. So like my accuracy it's sort of in the area where I want to throw it, but it sprays a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then Shabam's like, yeah, no, these pros can throw like 100 yards. I'm like, there's no completed 100-yard pass. Like you always think that they're throwing a Hail Mary from the 40 and it's like landing at the 10, so it's like a 50, 60 yard. And then you see like the freaks on the internet that like are throwing it across the whole football field. And I'm like, all right, like some people can do it. But like if you watch like longest completed Hail Marys, it's like 60 yards. So I didn't feel that inadequate, I guess is the wrong word, but I felt at least that I had a mediocre level of skill.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I'm here wearing
especially being accurate.
Yeah, but like, and I'm wearing my sport coat and like drilling passes. Like, everybody's like, you start off like 10 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
Oh, guy drops the ball.
You like work up.
Oh, your guy over there, what's up, buddy? And then like bricks for hands, like fumbles and thing. So, but it was a good time. Not a lot of people can say they played football at the Notre Dame Stadium on the field. I'm sure there's a lot of people that go to the school that would love to have that experience.
Yeah. You should do a Rob versus Rob, see who'd be like throw furthest or
catch. So I'm going. That's the thing. I'm gonna. Well, I want to. Rob, Dom, and I are gonna film a series. Just Rob versus Rob. We're gonna do the Alpha Rob thing, And some of those tasks are similar to that, where like who can, I don't know, who's better at baseball, who's better at dancing. I mean, you name it. Like whatever.
Ballet.
That's one of the things. Figure skating.
That would be a
hockey, good one. But like in my head, we can arrange some stuff like C.J. Wilson's a Cy Young award-winning pitcher on a couple of dealerships in California. So like Rob versus Rob, who can hit a baseball or who can hit a home run. But then instead of bringing out like a T-ball, like we bring out like a Cy Young award-winning pitcher and see if either of us can hit anything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he'd pussy out and just step into it and just like take one in the back and like limp back to the dugout. But, I'd like to see it.
That's going to be a good series.
Yeah, I think
that's
it'll be
fun.
Funny. It's because like you're watching two guys that don't take life too seriously, and they're literally just like admitting. Like a lot of people are so afraid to admit that they're not perfect. The problem with like YouTube and everything like that is everybody seems to think that we're better than we are at everything. Well, this guy is like super good. He's the best driver. He's the best this, the best that. No, we enjoy it. We bring it to you in a presentable fashion. We make it look fun. But there's nothing that says Rob Dahm is the best guy at building rotary engines. He's probably like middle of the road or a little lower than that. And that's just a common fallacy that because you see somebody on TV doesn't mean they're very good at it. And YouTube is technically a TV. It's a screen that you're looking through.
Yeah, it's a form of entertainment.
Yeah,
and watch series like Sorted.
Yeah, and they build us up to something that we're not, and that's why a lot of people get these egos that they don't want to look like they're not good at something. So, and especially when you have your YouTube channel, you control what goes out there, right? You control what you guys see. So you want to look good at everything. You're there. You look at it everything because you're posting only stuff that makes you look good.
Yeah, you can edit it the way that you want to, but you don't care.
I just throw everything up. Yeah.
You're like, oh, it looks good. One take.
Oh yeah, like somebody ripped me off. I'm not gonna like hide that. If somebody ripped me off, and here's how you don't get ripped off because if I got beat, you could get beat too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it happens to anybody, and just you're real about it.
You sort of have to be. I mean, it's a better way of going about things. Like it's when you start getting a big head. I don't know. I don't like people with big heads. And you seem to get a big forehead, maybe. Yeah. Or are you talking about the shape of the head?
I don't know. No, my forehead's big.
Yeah, huge forehead.
I was just talking about my head shape. Yeah, it's a little large.
Yeah, this is the big,
you got the big forehead. Don't come at me.
Yeah, the big forehead show.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law, so my wife's sister, is dating a guy, and they live together, but I know him pretty well. And he posted a thing. I'm like, oh, nice big forehead, buddy. Welcome to the club. And he's young. He's like 25, 26. He's like, no. He's like, I use keeps. And I'm like, yeah, well, you got to use some more on the front there because, like, you got a big forehead. He's like, no, it's the angle. I'm like, yeah, that's rule number one of the big forehead club. It's always the angle.
It's the angle.
And I'm like, just accept it. Once you accept it and own it, then you're like, all right, we'll give it. So,
I mean, yeah, and you use keeps. You gotta like.
I started using keeps about a year ago, and you told me there was.
And the back is you're good, but like.
No, well, up here, I don't use it up here.
Oh.
Because I'm afraid to like. I don't know why it's a weird like thought that, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have like hair growing on my forehead.
And you can stop that. These are things that like.
Can you stop it though? If you start growing hair on your forehead?
Yeah, I mean, well, you can get that taken care of. Like, it's not gonna grow in the middle of your forehead.
I don't know.
Stop.
Like, what if you start rubbing it on your forearm or something? You know,
how does it work?
I don't know.
What do you do? What is the treatment?
This is minoxidil. Like, I don't know. Hair regrowth treatment for men. It says
it's topical. You just kind of
it's topical. Revitalizes hair follicles. Easy to use foam.
It's like a vitamin for hair.
I don't know. You can read it. But I use keeps, but I only use it on the top.
Do not use if number one you are a woman. You know.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Wow. If you have no family history of hair loss, but what if you just have hair loss? Like
well, see, a lot of guys have hair loss. More guys have hair loss, especially by the age of 35, than don't.
Okay. If you do not know the reason for your hair loss.
I mean, who knows the reason for their hair loss?
That's what it says. Don't use if. That's.
Oh, well, I don't know. I use it because they have online doctors. And you talk to the online doctor. They actually, I did this with my dick pill company, Roman, and I was like, oh, let me just see if this is a way for them to like ship people Viagra. Like if this is like a backdoor for people that want to buy
And they
like
just sell
CD
it.
medication. And I went and did their thing, and they got a questionnaire, and I filled it out honestly, and they called me up to like, yeah, this is Doctor So and So, and I'm curious, what's going on? Because we're looking at your thing, and it doesn't appear that you need anything. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, this was just sort of a test because like, they sponsor me, and I just wanted to see if it was a backdoor for people to just get ED medication shipped to them without actually having to do stuff.
It.
But like, I mean, conversely, you could also lie, but you could also lie to the doctor to their face.
Yeah, and
like,
there's ways for people to get medication if they want it, but it's good that.
Yeah, but it's good that it's not just a, like everybody that wants something gets it.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor calls you up, they go through it. But like, imagine like if you want Viagra, you could probably get Viagra by going to a doctor. You think that you go to a doctor and like, doc, dick doesn't work. They're not like saying, all right, whip it out, buddy. Let's play with it for a little bit. And that's not how it works. And you tell them your symptoms. If it's something that warrants further like in-person treatment or something, I'm sure they tell you to go get it checked out. But so I was happy to report that it's not the same thing with this. Is you have to fill out a questionnaire and it guides you into the correct treatment.
Like where it thinks like you need to be. Yeah.
So I do. I mean, I've done tons of ads over the last couple of years, and I generally will not. If I'm telling somebody to spend money, I vet the product to make sure that it's a good product and that it's a good service, and it's not just like I don't want like I understand that people that watch me probably work much harder for their money than I work for mine, and I don't want them to waste that. Mm-hmm. So if I'm pitching a video game, which clearly I probably don't play, it is because it's a free download, right? Like it doesn't cost you anything. You're taking 2 minutes out of your day to play Vikings War of Clans. They're giving me money. I'm telling you guys about the game. You try it out. You like it. You don't. But it costs you zero. If I'm telling you to buy something, or like, hey, take your hard-earned money and buy something, it's a different level for me. So I want to make sure that I vet that. There's so many like Chinese eBay parts companies that are throwing stuff. Oh, we'll give you coilovers. I'm like, hey, I don't have coilovers. B, I'm not going to tell people to buy these because it looks like a sketchy, like you have everything site, and I'm not confident that that's. I don't feel comfortable telling my audience to spend money on something like that. Yeah. Because I probably wouldn't spend that money myself. It
also keeps your reputation too. Like you are, like we were saying earlier, everything that you do is like true to you, and you're honest. And, you're not going to try and sell somebody.
Hype man over here. I like this.
Why else did you hire me? I mean, like.
Let's see.
I don't know.
What? No, I didn't. This is not a paid gig, by the way. This is not a hired podcast appearance.
No, of course not. But
let's see. We got some questions on the. Let's see. C7 Best Trainer. What was the price per square foot? Excellent question. That lady got no way out.
That's about what?
I'm just looking at the. I don't read all these comments. I think there is a paid comment thing on. On
Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram too. And I just hate when people ask questions that I don't respond to. But as long as I'm just scrolling through very quickly. Live streaming.
Okay. It's not much over here. What time is it? Oh my god, it's 10:30.
Is it really?
Yeah.
They're not reading comments. Yes, we're not.
Now you are.
Now I am. I'm just scrolling through. So like this gets luckily this isn't. I got to figure out the best way to talk about topics that people bring up. What did you?
I just clicked on your live to look at the questions.
Nice. I want to figure out the best way to to be able to interact with people and do like live questions. Maybe we'll go Instagram live at the end of our podcasts.
Mm-hmm. To do like Q&A.
Yeah, to like that last 10 minutes or something like that to get questions from viewers. Because I like to be able to
Interact with everybody.
Move the microphones if they don't work. Wow, his property taxes are probably $25,000 plus. No, the reason I moved here is because my property taxes are not $25,000 plus. And that's why I spent so much money to buy the property. Oh, look, my wife is in there. Hello.
Oh, is she?
No, I don't know. It was a while ago.
Oh.
She's sleeping by now.
Let me look. Oh, I can't view your viewers.
Woodford Reserve over Whistlepig. I strongly disagree. Great job building your house. Turns out awesome. So they really get behind the scenes here. So this is, and I gotta put my Van Gogh up there. No, it's not real.
It's definitely real. Don't let him lie to you.
Definitely real, yeah. I had more bottles of wine on that wall, but the cleaning people broke one. What's the lady's Instagram? It's at Tiara. Let me just add you here. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
There's her Instagram. Here's my yet to be lit up whiskey bar, wine fridge down there, whatever you want to call it, sake and beer right now. We've got the steam room over there in the corner.
Nobody on YouTube can see.
What's that?
See your steam room and everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you have to be on my Instagram to see that. I'm telling the Instagram people to go to YouTube and telling YouTube people to go to Instagram. I don't know.
Well, not many people are on YouTube right now anyway.
It does remind you of Tuscany. These lights up here, these little spotlights are permanent. That is a temporary light. It's just a standard light bulb in the socket. That is going to be like a chandelier. Here, from here all the way over there is going to be a big glass wall. And then these are going to be 2 surface mounted speakers. And then this room is pretty much done.
The cushions.
And the cushions, yeah, getting custom cushions to go around there and there. And I'm probably going to put a 2-person like leather couch over there in the corner or something. So
You don't
I don't need more than like 40 bottles in the.
Kim drinks wine though, right?
She does, but not enough to justify like
the whole wine
150
rack.
bottles.
I mean, I don't know. It would look good if the whole wall was filled with wine.
Yeah, but how much wine do I need? That's the thing. Like this was going from wine storage to like I wanted it to be like a social space.
Then I wouldn't have all the. And maybe even like get rid of these 2 and just have like.
No, that's gotta like
so
that
what's
wall.
the point of having these if these are not gonna have wine?
No, they'll all have wine on them. Those will all be filled with bottles.
I thought you were saying that you weren't gonna fill them with wine.
No. I'm not gonna make that entire wall behind
this one.
it. That would be another like 100 bottles.
Oh no, if this one was full, it would look great.
I mean, even at $50 a bottle, it's another $5,000 in wine that they do not need. What else do we have in here? A big glass wall outside the drinking room. Can't see any problems with that. Look, there's going to be 2 doors on it.
I ran into when I was younger. There was like an indoor skating rink or soccer field, and I was on the soccer field and there was all glass around it, and I literally ran right into the wall.
Oh yeah.
I've
seen
that
people
means
walk in
nothing.
glass.
And there was a door like next to it, but I ran full speed at this wall.
Yeah. I can't and that's the thing. Like that's why people put like the birds on the glass so people don't run into it.
Yeah.
Here it's going to be my sauna, and that's going to be the one with the Himalayan salt wall in it. I've got that really cool marble. Can I not zoom in on this? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Can you?
I can, yeah.
What?
That's a mosaic tile. It's a fancy floor. Everything that's white here is all tile floor, and even over there, that's all heated, so that's radiant heat. And then here is not radiant heat because it's going to be air conditioned, if anything. And this is on its own zone. That's going to be the thermostat right there. And this is going to be just air conditioning and not ever too hot. The gym over there has no heat underneath the floor because it's a gym. The reading nook there was just something that was sort of like a last minute. That was supposed to be like a sharp wall, so there was going to be a wall there, and that was going to be a wet bar on my plans. And I was like, you know what, we don't need like a wet bar right across from a drinking room.
From the whole, yeah.
Yeah, so that ended up becoming a reading nook so the kids can chill. I'm going to make another custom cushion there so the kids can just chill. And
While you sit behind this glass and drink whiskey.
yeah, you know, it goes twofold because it's something that if you drink too much over here and you can't make it up to the guest bedroom, you can just sleep there. And then if you can make it up to the guest bedroom, clearly you'll have a better view in the morning when you wake up. But Bobby Kahn update, he is home confinement right now, awaiting sentencing. He pled guilty to 1 count of wire fraud. Have a second screen up, I'm not going to do that. Nikki says hello. She's the girl who stores her Camaro, driven by Nikki. So you can follow her. She stores her Camaro at my shop. You live on YouTube, yes.
On the podcast channel, though?
On the podcast channel, yes. Oh, damn.
Oh, this guy is smart. He said to use a large TV screen as a monitor so you can see like questions and comments. One behind.
You know what? Ideally, we'll just have a moderator. The wasted room. It's cute. Yeah. So, how long have we been on there? 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
So we can wrap this at 45 minutes. You guys, if you're this is, I want to say borderline embarrassing, but that's what happens when I leave my.
You turned the thing
yeah, I'm showing. This is what we're looking at right now. For tonight.
Little stool with
I'll bring the tripod.
Step stool and a laptop on it.
Yeah, this is a little bit together, but then you have all the like microphone equipment and everything that I have.
It's pretty much useless right now.
Yeah. So you'll see. You'll see this will get fine tuned as we go in. The podcast channel is Super Speeders Podcast on YouTube. So pretty easy to look up. Is that the wife? This is not the wife.
I feel like people ask that all the time.
Do they?
Don't you post your wife or like?
I don't really post my wife.
No.
There's a bathroom near the drinking room. Yeah, the bathroom is right on the other side of the wall from there. Right in there is the bathroom. But no, my wife doesn't want to be on camera all the time.
Oh.
I have a potty down there, yes.
She takes good pictures.
What do you mean she takes good pictures?
I've seen pictures like she takes like selfies with like her and the kids and young.
Oh yeah. But that's not. She doesn't want to be subject to these creatures that follow me. Sorry, creatures.
I guess it's good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't mind that. Like I don't mind having a private life and an Instagram.
I think that's how it should be. Like as far as like personal relationships go, and family. It should be separate from all this nonsense, this internet drama.
Yeah, and then again, it's just like there's people that love to exploit their family to make a channel.
Like the Kardashians.
Yeah. Moving date is the 17th.
When it was the 1st, do you remember that?
It was going to be Thanksgiving is when I wanted to move.
Oh, remember that?
So. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Let's close this down. Fisher Motor Company, what's up, Rob? What's going on? I did not move in yet. This is just this was a setup for the podcast, and the podcast is not happening tonight. But if you go to the Super Speeders Podcast YouTube channel, you can subscribe, and you will be able to keep an eye out. Yeah. Nikki says, remember the September move-in date. I think I announced that at some point in time that I was going to move in by September.
Just remember every month last year when you said you were going to move in.
You know, it's twofold. One fold, it's money, because I didn't borrow the money to build this, so that slowed up the process. So instead of me like queuing stuff up and like piling up stuff and getting people queued up, I'd finish something and be like, all right, I finished that, I paid for that, how am I going to get the next step done? The second step was people just not showing up when they're supposed to, and namely my plumbers are, like if you looked at my messages between me and my plumber, sorry, emergency, or like, oh, the guys will be by, the guys never show up. That pushes everything back, but it's possible. It's a combination. I'd say it's like 65% money and 35% people not showing up when they're supposed to. So yeah. So
that's how it is.
That's life.
It's okay.
But ultimately, the idea that I built the house myself, and when I say built the house myself, I GC'd the house myself. You can watch the series, but I ended up saving significantly more money than if I would have paid somebody to do it. And I got a nicer house in maybe 3 months longer than if I had one guy managing the whole process, and I had a loan for everything up front, so that it all was queued up on time. If you need help setting up your old mic setup to your PC, let me know. I think I'm going to get a new mic setup. I haven't done the podcast in a minute. I'm going to spend a portion of this next week coming up with a easy turnkey solution to podcast again. I probably should have done that before tonight.
Yeah. He's like, oh, we're going to film on Tuesday. Pulls the box out. Everything's just...
Chris fix it.
Chris fix.
Yeah, it's going to be worth it when you finally can move into a complete house. I'm happy to move into a half house. I'm living in an apartment right now, and I've been living in the apartment that I got for 6 months 3 years ago. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I'm ready. I would move into like even if I didn't have windows and doors, I'd probably move in here versus being in my apartment.
I mean, you can technically sleep here now.
I can.
It's warm.
I could sleep here.
It's safe.
I do need a temporary CO, and that requires the electrician or the electrical inspector to come back on Thursday. I was like, oh, we totally got this. No, it's the smoke detectors, all the carbon monoxide detectors, all there. But the lights in the shower here look like same thing with the lights in the steam room over here. I'm going to stay here so the people over there don't lose me. But you see all those wires hanging out from the ceiling because the lights aren't installed yet. That's a no go. Especially in my master shower. I've got the lights hanging down and then like the shower's connected.
You could definitely stay here.
So, but that's like
nobody
creating your own like it's like taking a toaster into the shower with you. Like, you
is that?
Yeah, there's like exposed wires in the shower. So clearly,
well, don't shower and I don't know.
Yeah, so clearly that had to be.
Isn't the water not hooked up there?
Yeah, no, the water's all hooked up.
Oh, it is.
That's the digital shower. So I just instead of turning a handle, I have to talk to it.
Yeah, so just don't talk to it.
Yeah.
And
so the kitchen's upstairs. Thanks for asking. But yeah, all right, guys. Thank you very much for joining. We'll get this stuff sorted out, and you'll see every Wednesday. What time?
I don't know what time you normally post.
Let's say Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. We'll post.
Okay. It's my first podcast.
So we'll probably film Tuesdays, post on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Just so that there's a consistent schedule. So if you guys still think that voice control showers are really good, I really hope it's not that. No, I'm big on the voice control shower because there's also buttons. It's just a digital shower. But yeah, thanks for joining, and I will catch you guys next week. Maybe I'll have a drink on Friday. I'm probably busy Friday. We got a lot going on this week.
I'm a little bit busy. I'm moving this weekend. You're moving this weekend. Everybody's kind of scrambling around.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing on Friday, but I feel like I'm busy. So in case I don't see you on Friday, stay tuned for the videos. House video is going to go up every Monday and Thursday. I'll keep Friday open for
potential sorted episode.
For the sorted episode that's supposed to go up. And but otherwise, I'm going to put 2 house updates a week for the next
till it's done.
So for the next couple of months. When will I buy a Bugatti Veyron? Never. Like the Bugatti Veyron is just not a car that appeals to me. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Appreciate it. And have a good night. Check out the Super Speeders podcast channel. Follow Tiara. I'm going to put a Link to her right here. Boom on Instagram. Go blow up her thing. Not like blow up in the hip way, not in the jihad way. Can say that right?
Yeah. I'm not
I
sure.
think so.
Can you?
If you're offended by that, stop watching me. Otherwise, guys, have a good night, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
All right, should I go ahead and...
Yeah, just end stream and then end. Boom.
Goodbye.